I did. I did. Here, I'll
Don't get safe. Don't get safe. Hypertension is described as a common condition in which the force of the blood against the blood vessels or blood arteries is high enough that it can eventually cause medical issues such as heart disease. The different people that are at risk for hypertension are individuals that are obese and people of the African American descent. Normal blood pressure range is usually 120 over 80. Pre-hypertension is 120 over 80 to 139 over 89, and hypertension is 140 over 90. There are several different ways that you can decrease your high blood pressure or treat high blood pressure, and one of those ways are usually through medication that brings down the blood pressure, or through physical activity, or even just changing your diet and eating right. The preventive measures for high blood pressure are to limit alcohol, monitor the sodium intake, take prescribed blood pressure medicines, and don't abruptly stop taking your medication because that can cause a lot of problems. But a lot of people think usually because they're healthy, they don't have to necessarily go to the doctor. And I think that's one of the main reasons that high blood pressure or even different illnesses aren't caught ahead of time to where they can be treated. The risk of hypertension is renal failure, heart disease, and stroke. And with the renal failure, your kidneys produce are responsible for producing aldosterone, and aldosterone contributes to vasoconstriction in the blood vessels, which can cause a rise in high blood pressure. 1 in 3 adults worldwide are diagnosed with blood pressure. There are typical tests performed to diagnose high blood pressure, which can be a urinalysis, a endocrine test, a metabolic test, or even like a sodium or potassium test. And when we talk about not eating certain foods, it's usually foods that are high in salt. So such as potato chips or fried chicken and stuff that's just like even like from fast food places. The good news about high blood pressure is that it can easily be treated with physical activity. It's usually when somebody has high blood pressure and the least likely that they exercise. When they start exercising, it can really help lower their high blood pressure. Going to the doctor, it can either be detrimental to even saving your life, or whether you have other issues or complications with your high blood pressure. 5 foods that aid in lowering high blood pressure are berries, celery, bananas, oatmeal, and even just like nuts and just foods that are healthier for you. And the people that are usually obese, they tend to not exercise, eat foods that are not really just the foods that they need to eat. Hypertension is really common among African Americans. Usually it's hereditary, so therefore it's not necessarily that you might be unathletic, or an athletic person even can have high blood pressure just because of who they might be related to or who else has it in their family. For example, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure at the age of 16. I was a junior in high school, but my high blood pressure stemmed from heredity. Pretty much everyone in my family has high blood pressure, including my mom and my grandma and even people on my dad's side of the family. So I really urge anybody who, has abnormal rise in their high blood pressure or their blood pressure to take a visit to the doctor and see what they can do to decrease their chances of getting heart disease. And thank you for listening. Because I don't know.
Did she do